I bring greetings to you, my fellow delegates, brothers and sisters in Christ, on behalf of the most dynamic, innovative, vibrant young people in the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. Youth ministry is one of the mediums through which our church is preparing for today's and tomorrow's challenges. It is designed to support the local church and is dedicated to helping Adventist youth develop to their fullest potential and to use that potential for the fulfillment of the Gospel Commission. The year 2010 saw new leadership in the various levels of youth ministry. Pastor Gilbert Gangi, World Youth Director, Pastor Benjamin Caballo, Inter-American Division Youth Director, Pastor Al Powell, Atlantic Caribbean Union Mission, and Pastor Andrew Burrows, appointed in the year 2012. And yours truly, Pastor Kent Price, South Bahamas Conference. Upon accepting office, the new leadership's observation, along with networking and meetings, conclude that there is a significant challenge faced in the youth department. Over 50% of the youth ages 16 to 35 are not actively involved in church ministries. This did not occur overnight, but was a gradual decline over the years worldwide. This was confirmed when Pastor Andrew Burrows, the newly appointed Union Youth Director, invited Pastor Caballo to the Bahamas. As youth leaders, we were encouraged to do our best in the Bahamas to sustain the youth, while plans were being set to revise and revisit the entire program of youth ministry. With anticipation, the youth department challenged each local leader to work closely with their pastor, the church board, and their church to creatively bring and conduct programs that would educate, motivate, sustain, and lead their youth in a closer walk with Jesus, and also the church. This, we believe, would decrease the decline of the youth in our conference, along with quarterly meetings. Each year, the youth leaders gave their all. Youth programs were conducted, such as the 28 Fundamental Beliefs, 10 Commandments series, AY in the Graveyard and Parks. The YES was established to meet the needs of the community and to do the work of evangelism. AYs were conducted at our youth campsite, as well as the Bahamas Youth Camp on Gladstone Road. Youth Week of Prayer, Bible studies, and youth days were conducted by both males and females, which resulted in young people giving their hearts to Jesus Christ. The youth of this conference displayed their talents through concerts, particularly praise and worship, which united the youth praise teams throughout the conference. Easter drama at the Dundas Center, Vacation Bible School, and summer classes for the community. Our youth department joined hands with Health Ministries Department and conducted a successful Youth Health Explosion Weekend, which climaxed with a health float. The young people were also trained to check blood pressure, glucose, and other health issues, which enabled them to share the gospel in the Family Islands. The department collaborated with Adventist Men's Ministries to educate our young men through Bahamas Technical Vocational Institution. And we can proudly say that over 25 young men graduated with a certificate in plumbing, electrical, and carpentry, over 10 weeks of theory and practical lessons. While all these programs and innovations are good, the youth department did not forget that the primary focus of youth ministry is the salvation of youth through Jesus Christ. And so youth evangelistic crusades were conducted, resulting with over 73 plus precious souls. We thank Ashidine Duncan, Laurent Grosvenor, Larry Green, Peter Joseph, and the various youth who displayed their gifts through singing and other areas of services, even the giving of hugs and prayers at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium, on the jitney, and in the streets where young people were baptized. We say, to God be the glory. Global Youth Day that was initiated by the General Conference Youth Department challenged the youth to be the sermon. Sermons of love, peace, kindness, sympathy, and most of all Christ were preached through giving of bread basket items in the communities around the Bahamas. Black and blue t-shirts were seen in police stations, homes for the elderly, hospitals, business places, community parks, and Rawson Square. Songs were sung and prayers lifted for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. It is true what Ellen White said. We have an army of youth today who can do much if they are properly directed and encouraged. She made her statement just before the end of the 19th century. Not a single Pathfinder club existed anywhere. But today, in South Bahamas Conference, we thank God for our youth. We congratulate all adventurous Pathfinders and Master Guides for their support and participation in the various events throughout my tenure in the Youth Department. We had Conquering Giants conducted by the Inter-American Division in Mexico City, our Pathfinder Camporee. We also had Conquering Giants Pathfinder and Adventurous Camp in Cat Island, Generation Powerful Pathfinder Adventurer Camp in Exuma Island, and Staying Connected Pathfinder and Adventurer Camp, Bamivoca, New Providence. Local camps were also conducted during the Easter and other holidays. A number of our youth were trained and invested as Master Guides during the Empowered to Empower Others at the Good News Church in 2010, Nassau. We also had investiture service there at the Berea Church in 2012 in Nassau, Hillview Church in 2014, Nassau. Let me recognize directors Estelle Gibson, Marva Fackerson, Lester Stewart, and other directors who re-established and established the Adventurer Pathfinder Clubs for the first time, invested Master Guides in the South Andros and Mangrove Key districts. Master Guides Terry Tannis and Larry Green, we recognize your work in your district. Just to highlight a few additional events, we want to recognize and commend Director Barry Sanders and his team for an outstanding work with the William A. Pratt School for Girls and receiving an award from the Simpson Pen for Boys. Director Sean Ray Jennings for the New Pathfinder Initiative at the Gaventines Primary School. Director Monique McKenzie for an outstanding service with the Mass Youth Choir that not only rendered services in the Bahamas but also in the United States with spirit-filled music and community services. Director Curtis Bryan and Tori Knowles, as well as the media for their service with Youth Perspective. Directors Kirk Price, Edward Hanna, and other assistants in recruiting and training our boys and girls to use the wind and drum instruments. We appreciate your music at World's Pathfinder Day, National Youth Parade, and church events. Directors Edward Romer, Lester Stewart, Winston Simonet, who have been there with the sporting events. We congratulate all the churches and recognize that all are winners. The Eastern and Western Pathfinder Exhibition. We commend those churches that encouraged their young people and the pastors that supported the exhibitions. Toastmasters Lewis, Hebburn, and Sanders for providing the tools for the success of the speech contest. The Youth Department tips its hat to the discipline of Director Alexandra Scott, who represented the South Bahamas Conference in Grand Bahama, Cayman Islands, and Turks and Caicos for the Bible Boom. The Exuma District and the Cricket Island District for hosting the National Youth Services at their churches to honor the youth of their island. There are other youths who have made us proud throughout our conference, like Ms. Talia Cooper, Preston Albury High School, Eleuthera, who presently serves as Junior Minister of Tourism, Mr. LeVar Ferguson, President of Student Council at St. Augustine's College, and many other youths. We say congratulations. I want to commend all our youth, pathfinders, master guides, and adventurers who took part in the various events such as the Power of One General Conference Youth Congress in South Africa, Revisioning Youth Ministries 2013, Generation Power Inter-American Division Youth Congress in Guatemala 2014, the annual National Youth Parades, the annual World Pathfinders Day, South Bahamas Conference Sports Meet Pathfinder and Community Services Exhibition. I would like to express thanks to all the youth directors, master guides, pathfinders, and adventurous directors, and all the youth of South Bahamas Conference for their support during my tenure in office. To the conference administrators and the committee for their suggestions and the lifting up of my hands in youth ministry. To my associate Director Curtis Bryan and Assistant Director Sean Ray Jennings, who recognized the challenge and worked through the difficult times of youth ministry. These leaders never gave up, but were consistent and persistent. I say thank you. Sister Mary Knott, who worked closely with the youth department, we say thank you. And may God continue to bring healing to you throughout your recovery. Don Forbes, who took the reign of youth ministry for a few months, and all the ladies in the office, we thank you. To Director Kimberly Bryan, who unofficially served in the youth department and helped to organize the many trips, you are a trooper, we thank you. Thanks to my colleagues, and may God continue to bless you as you seek to give the youth opportunities to serve in the local churches. Thanks to you, the church, for giving me the opportunity to serve in this dynamic department. May God bless you as you seek to support our youth of this conference. To the biggest and most powerful youth ministry I have served for the past 18 plus years, I express the warmest appreciation to my wife Ali and children. Thank you, and I love you. We must never forget the mission of youth department, and that is to lead young people into a saving relationship with Jesus Christ and help them embrace His call to discipleship.